Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here. If you're the kind of person who loves discovering the hidden science behind everyday things, well, you're definitely in the right place. Today, we're taking a deep dive into one of the most fascinating, and let's be real, notoriously intimidating tools in the modern kitchen. Yep, we are talking about the pressure cooker. We're going to break down the mechanics, the common pitfalls, and the ultimate community-tested solutions so you can totally master this incredible device. Okay, let's dive right in. So, be honest with me for a second. Have you ever experienced this? You carefully prep all your ingredients. You lock down that heavy lid with high hopes for a quick, delicious dinner. And then, when you finally open it up, you're greeted by a blackened, stubbornly crusted layer of charcoal stuck straight to the bottom of the pot. It is heartbreaking, right? It's incredibly frustrating, but I promise you, you are definitely not alone. To understand exactly why this happens and how we can stop it, we first need to look at why we even bother taking this culinary risk in the first place.
Section 1, the pressure cooking advantage. Why it's absolutely worth the risk.
I mean, the sheer efficiency here is just unbelievable. By tightly closing a vessel, the high pressure inside actually raises the boiling point of water well above the standard 100 degrees Celsius. Based on data from Fissler's Bite of It Premium Manual, a basic kitchen staple like potatoes drops from a 25-minute cooking time in a normal pot down to just 9 minutes. On average, you're looking at a massive 70% time savings across the board. That is an absolute game changer for a busy weeknight schedule. But hey, it's not just about speed, it is also about quality and nutrition. Because a pressure cooker operates as a totally sealed environment, it completely excludes harmful atmospheric oxygen, and this allows for incredibly gentle cooking, despite the really high heat. To put that into perspective, while traditional boiling might leave you with only about 34% of your vitamin C in a batch of spinach, pressure cooking preserves a whopping 65%. You are retaining significantly more vitamins, minerals, and intense natural flavors. And here we have the physical embodiment of all that culinary promise, the Fissler Vita Premium Pressure Cooker. It's just a beautiful piece of engineering, meticulously crafted in Germany. I mean, it looks pristine, doesn't it? It represents the absolute ideal of fast, healthy, perfectly controlled cooking. But, as we all know, that pristine ideal often clashes head-on with the messy reality of an actual kitchen.
Which brings us to Section 2, the burnt bottom dilemma, when ideals meet reality.
This story from a user named Italian Philosopher on a Stack Exchange cooking forum is just painfully relatable. They were trying to adapt a split pea soup recipe, and they wrote, "I ended with some extremely burnt bottom layer, which gave a nasty chemical smell that took a while to clear from the apartment. Sometimes the food on top survives, but in cases like this, the whole shebang has to go right in the trash." So, what is actually going wrong under that lid? As another community expert points out, the fundamental flaw here is that your food is sitting directly on a scorching hot base. And because the pot is completely sealed to build up that pressure, you are literally unable to stir it. If your liquid ratios or your heat levels are even slightly off, that heavy bottom layer is just going to sit there and carbonize. Section 3, mastering heat and liquid. It really is all about control. So how do we fix it? Well, community forums are absolutely full of vital tips that go way beyond the basic manual. One major modern pitfall actually comes down to your stovetop. The old standby advice for standard stoves is to bring the cooker to pressure on high heat. But if you have a modern induction stove, following that old rule is a recipe for complete disaster. As user Diana Jacquelard warns, induction heat is instant. The cooking surface is ready to sauté in 15 seconds. If you preheat or use high heat on an induction stove, tomato sauces will bond to the base instantly, and the cooker will reach pressure so fast it won't even expel all the air, leaving your food totally underdone. On induction, you must bring it to pressure on medium heat. And once you're finally up to pressure, you have to follow the golden rule of liquid. You absolutely must turn the heat down immediately after it starts to hiss. If you've got a jiggle cap type gauge, you want no more than 2 to 3 jiggles per minute. If it's continuously jiggling, or if the traffic light indicator on a more modern pot stays in the red, you are cooking way too hot. Every excess hiss or jiggle means you are venting steam. If you vaporize all your liquid, there is literally nothing left to protect the food from the scorching metal, and it will burn for sure. Section 4, the steam tray solution. Elevation is key. But what if you have your heat perfectly dialed in, and those dense, heavy foods are still scorching? You need a physical hack. Enter the steam tray inset and tripod stand. While these are technically designed for steaming, clever cooks have realized this is the absolute perfect solution for preventing a burnt underlayer.
By inserting a metal tray or a perforated disc at the bottom of the pot, you physically elevate the ingredients. The food rests securely above the base, which allows the liquid to circulate freely underneath, without trapping all that dense matter against the scorching hot metal.
And you guys, the results completely speak for themselves. That user who ruined their split pea soup, they went out, found a snug-fitting perforated metal tray, and tried again with a lentil cassoulet. Their verdict? There was no burnt layer at the bottom this time. They even noted that pre-cooking roasted potatoes on this device resulted in dry, perfectly prepped potatoes rather than mushy, soggy ones. It completely solves the issue by just physically separating the food from the heat source. Brilliant!
Section 5. Essential Safety Rules. The Non-negotiable Guidelines.
Okay, now that we know exactly how to protect our food, we absolutely must talk about how to protect ourselves. Let's rapidly walk through these vital, non-negotiable safety guidelines. First off, always ensure a minimum of 200 to 300 milliliters of liquid. Heating a dry pot can literally melt the aluminum base. No joke. Second, never fill the pot past 2/3 of its maximum volume. And actually, if you're cooking foaming or swelling foods, think rice or legumes, never fill it past 1/2. Those expanding foods need room to breathe. Finally, never, ever force the lid open, and always shake the pot gently before opening it. Foods like applesauce or stewed fruits can form hidden pockets of hot steam that will violently spatter up if you don't disrupt them first.
This all builds up to the very final step of the cooking process. Before you even think about touching that release button to slide the lid off, you must be completely certain the cooker is fully depressurized. Keep your hands, your head, your whole body out of the danger zone of the escaping steam. This tool is incredible, but it absolutely requires your respect and attention.
So, we've covered the immense nutritional and time-saving benefits. We've diagnosed the dreaded burnt bottom dilemma, mastered our stovetop heat, and discovered the sheer brilliance of the steam tray hack. You now have the community-tested toolkit to conquer this kitchen marvel safely and confidently. So I guess the only question left for us today is, what incredibly complex, slow-cooked masterpiece are you going to whip up in record time tonight? Go grab that pot out of the cupboard and happy cooking.